In this video, we're going to take a look at how to log into the Netlab environment. This is where you will practice your lab and work on the content from the materials. So here I am presented with a login screen, so I'll go ahead and use the account information that was provided by my instructor. Now, as I have not used this account before, I'm new to the class, I'm going to be required to create my new password. I would recommend using a complex password to ensure that somebody else doesn't get access to your account and use your lab time. Go ahead and hit the submit. Now, I have the optional email address that I can put in here. It says change email address, so if I need to change it, if I need to add an email address, I'll go ahead and put it in here. So I'll go ahead and use the one that I use with the school and hit the submit button. This screen is really important because this is going to set your date and time settings so that way you can access your labs. So I can see here it's set to Eastern time. I'm going to have to click this drop down, and I'm going to need to scroll down pretty far to find the Pacific time that I'm looking for. And that'll be somewhere right about here. So here's Pacific time. I'll go ahead and select that. And then I can change the time formats, the date and time formats, to something I'm more comfortable with. So I'm going to look for something that's month, day, year, something that I'm familiar with, and here it is. And then the last piece is to change my display time because I do not use 24-hour clock. I'm more familiar with the 12-hour clock, so that'll make it easier for me. And then first day of the week, and again, this is depending on your preferences. Mine set to Sunday. Many of my classes, they'll open on a Sunday, so therefore I'll just leave it set to Sunday. I'll hit my submit button. And it's just telling me my account's ready to use, and I can change my settings at any time, so I'll just go ahead and hit the understood. Once I do that, I can see that right away my instructor has already set up a lab for me, and I have the enter lab button, some other stuff. Before I do that, I just want to review some things I can do up here. So if I take a look over here, you can see that I have a help button here. If I hit the help button, it does give me some additional documentation. So I can pull down a student guide, and when I click on that, I get a fairly robust, I believe it said it was like 75 pages, student guide. Not required, but if you want to get a little more information just on Netlab, this is on the Netlab lab environment. So if you had any questions, this is kind of a good place to go. I can also go ahead and click on this to see what the supported web browsers are. And this will let me know if there's any known issues. I can take a look at that. And Netlab supports most web browsers, but if you have a problem, we usually recommend try a different web browser. Let's go ahead and click on the Be Smith button here, and you can see I can select on my settings. And from here, I can change my settings. You can see I've got my settings here for my username, and then my full name, the email address, and then any of the date and time settings that I might want to adjust. You can see here's the buttons to change all of that. So let's say I wanted to change my password. I can click this, and I can enter my new password. If I entered a new password, I'll hit the submit button. If I've changed my mind, I can just hit the cancel and I'm back out again. That takes me back to my home page. So whenever you log in, you will see if you have any lab reservations right up front. Now it does say that there's a new lab reservation button. Depending upon the course you take and the instructor, it's likely that this will not be available to you, that your instructor will be setting up your labs. Okay, so that ends this video on how to set up your new Netlab account. Thanks for watching.